Banks are quietly making massive changes to banking, and your money may not be safe anymore. If you have money sitting in a bank right now, you might be the backup plan. Not the customer, not the priority, the backup plan. And what I'm about to break down is not conspiracy, it's new policy. Banks just voted on something that could change how your money is protected. And you've got 90 days before this is fully locked in. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think that most people even know this happened. But you will. And by the end of this video, you're either gonna adjust your strategy or you're gonna get exposed. Make sure to drop it in the comment section. I'm paying attention if you're locked in, because this one matters. Let me explain this the simplest way possible. You think your bank is holding your money. It's actually not. You think your money is safe. It's conditionally safe. And of course, you think if something goes wrong, you're the first in line to get your money back. You're not even close, unfortunately. What I'm about to show you are 4 layers of risk sitting on top of your checking account, savings account, and 401k, even your home equity. And once you see this, you're never going to look at a bank the same again. So let's start at layer number 1. Your money is not there. Let me repeat that. Your money is not sitting in the bank. Back in 2020, the Federal Reserve dropped reserve requirements to 0. Let me say that again, 0. That means banks are not legally required to keep your deposit on hand. So when you deposit $10,000, that money gets used, loaned out, invested, and moved. You literally basically just hand them your money and you got an IOU in return. Think about it like this. You park your car in a garage, and while you're asleep, they rent your car out on Uber. That's literally what's happening with your money. Make sure to comment, wait, what? If that just clicked in your head right now, because this is pretty crazy. Now let's switch and talk to layer number 2. Let's go a little bit deeper, because this is where it's gonna get uncomfortable. You remember 2008, right? That was bailouts. Government saved the banks, and now we have something different, bail-ins. Under laws passed after the crash, if a bank fails, they can use your deposits to stabilize themselves. Translation, your money becomes their lifeline, and legally, you are considered an unsecured creditor, not owner of the money, a creditor. And that means if things go bad, you're in line with everyone else trying to get paid back. And spoiler alert, you're not the first one in line. Layer number 3, of course, Wall Street gets paid first. Shocker, right? Now here's where people get blindsided. You hear FDIC insured and you think you're good, but let's talk numbers real quick. The FDIC insures trillions in deposits, but only holds a fraction of that, roughly about $1.17 for every $100 insured. Did you just hear what I just said? $1.17 for every $100 insured. Now here's the part that nobody ever talks about. Wall Street gets paid first because banks are heavily tied into derivatives, massive financial bets. We're talking trillions, and legally, those contracts get priority in a crisis. So imagine a line, and at the front, Wall Street, of course, and at the back, you. And you didn't even know you were in line. This already happened in places like Cyprus. People woke up and half their money was gone. No warning, no vote. Their money was just simply gone. Now let's move on to layer number 4, the new rules. Let's talk about what just happened, because this is the part that nobody pays attention to. Regulators just voted on changes tied to Basel III. Translation, banks can now operate with less of a safety cushion, less capital backing, more leverage, and more risk. And guess what? They're doing it right now. So ask yourself, why reduce safety in an already shaky economy? Even the smart money is moving different. Let's look at Warren Buffett, for example. He didn't just retire quietly, he dumped massive bank positions and stacked cash. And that's not random. That's strategy. When the people who understand the system best start repositioning, you should at least ask yourself why. But let's put it up on the screen so everyone can see that this is 100% real. And I'm also gonna put the link in the video description so you can go read it. And I would highly suggest that you take it, copy it, and paste it into Gemini, ChatGPT, Grok, wherever you want to, and just tell it, hey, break this down to me and explain it to me so you can actually see it and understand it. This is real. So as you can see right here, Federal Reserve and banking agencies announced sweeping overhaul of bank capital rules. The Federal Reserve, FDIC, and OCC jointly propose overhauling U.S. bank capital rules, replacing the 2023 Basel III Endgame proposal with a reduced stringency, if I can say that properly, framework estimated to provide $87.7 billion in system-wide relief. That's pretty crazy. When you see it right there, a lot of people are like, well, what does that mean? It's very confusing. I get it. Now, let's scroll down a little bit and see the very important part that nobody pays attention to. The comment deadline is June 18th, 2026. Over 200 specific questions posed. Final rules effective 2 calendar quarters after adoption. Now, it's very important to understand that everyone still has power to oppose this. It has not been finally adopted yet. It is only proposed. It's very important to understand, this is very imperative that you understand what's going on so you understand that your money is in danger. If they loosen this anymore, people will say, oh, it's great, they're gonna lend out more money. Like, no, your money is at a higher risk because now they don't have to have that money in the bank. They're reducing the bank's risk, but increasing yours, the consumers. Could you imagine that? Isn't that pretty wild and crazy that they can basically lend out money that they don't have, which they're pretty much already doing. Now they're loosening that up even more. So like, where does it stop or end is the crazy question here. I want to give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Luis. Luis's credit score went up 261 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. And Jency's credit score went up 225 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. But let's not forget James's credit score went up 207 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast's link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Now, let's talk about what you actually should do, some action steps. So listen up. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to get you prepared. So here's what you do. Move number 1, your exposure. FDIC covers up to $250,000 per bank. If you've got more than that in one place, you're taking unnecessary risk. Spread it across multiple banks, multiple accounts, or multiple credit unions. Move number 2, stop parking all your money. A bank is one tool, not the only tool. You should be looking at short-term government-backed assets, business investments, real estate, even leveraging credit strategically, because here's the real game. The wealthy don't sit on cash, they position it. Now move number 3, use credit like the banks do. This is where most people miss it. Banks don't use their own money, they use leverage. If you understand business credit, you can move differently. You can protect your cash and still make moves. That's a whole different level of control. Last part's the most important. But let me ask you something. Did you already know this? Or is this your first time hearing how the system really works? Comment first time or I've been knew this, okay? I wanna see where you're at and I'm gonna make sure to read all the comments and try to respond to as many as I possibly can. And if you're still keeping all your money in one bank, be honest. Are you doing it because you're smart or because it's convenient? Listen, the system isn't broken. It's just not built for people who don't understand it. But now you do. So you can either stay comfortable or you can start moving strategic. Because I promise you, I'm gonna keep exposing everything they hope you never look into. And if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mail the letters, and it comes with the 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.